Hello, everybody. It's so nice to see you today on this beautiful summer day. My goodness, how the weather changes, doesn't it? It's Gotan-e, which we're celebrating a birthday, and I hope everybody got a yellow program. If you did not, they're at the back of the temple, and that will help you remember what Gotan-e is. It's our founding father, Shinran Shonin's birthday. We have special guest speaker today. We've got lots of things going on. I want to thank all the people who made the service possible. Sensei Reverend Gibbs, organist Kathy Kumagai, Kyoko Okuda Gibbs always does, look at those flowers. Don't they just sing of spring? And Alan Goto and Kathy Kumagai. Alan is way in the back, and he's streaming this service to those who cannot join us today. Let's see, what else do I do here? We are going to have the chanting of the, we have a special guest, of course, who you'll learn more about later, Reverend Aoki Tatsuya. Reverend Tatsuya Aoki, I got things mixed up here, from Vancouver, Canada. And he's got a very interesting life story, which he's going to share with us. So, Sensei is going to begin.
Yes, sir. We will enter the Naijin and chant the Shishirai, and then we'll join you all of the Buddha.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Donna. Namandabutsu, 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 namandabu, 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 namandabutsu, namidabutsu. Shishin kei ilei namo shochiu shishin kei ilei namo shochiu shishin kei ilei namo shochiu so. Today, on this occasion of the Gotan-e service, combined with the commemoration of Mother's Day, we reverently repeat our reliance upon the three treasures of the truth. Myself, my fellow ministers, our members, and our friends repeat our reliance on the three treasures. We rely upon the Buddha, we rely upon the Dharma, we rely upon the Sangha. Namandabutsu, namandabutsu, namitabutsu, namandabutsu. Namandabutsu, namandabutsu. And now, if you would join us, please, in the chanting of the Junirai on page 49 in your service book. Keishu tenin shokugyo amida sen ryodoku son zai mi me anrako muryo bushi shui neo シャマタギョニョドブリョモクジョニャクショレンゲコガチョライミダトンメンゼンネンリョニョマンガツイコユニョテンニチガツショニョテンククシラコガチョライミダソン観音初代観中十修十名相標本ノブクゲロマケオマンコガチョライミダソンムビムクコヒョジョ習得経験女国小サリ悪徳時代コガチョライミダトンジポミョモンボサシュ無料ショマジョタンダン一生修女管力中コガチョライミダソン根体保険地処刑全言少女名大座おいざ女女編のコガチョライミダソンジポ将来勝負し権限人図し安楽戦後頓元上空行コガチョライミダトン小無女無我と薬女水眼連女老一種説法無名字コガチョライミラソンヒソンルセッ無悪名薬無女人悪毒主任死神教非尊オガチョライミダソン非尊無料勉強無償修悪知識往生不体死亡大コガチョライミラソンガセッニソンクドフジ終電無縁如海水小脈前言少女者平成主上 Namanabu, 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 Namanabu. Gani shikudoku, Yodo se isai, Don mona ishin onyo am cool. Namanda Buddhamanda, Namanda, 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 Buddhamanda. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu.
Next, we'll have Oshoko by representatives from the various parts of our Dharma. First, Dharma School. I see pointing back and forth.
Trying to decide between a parent and a teacher.
She wants to do it.
And where are you going to do it?
Come on. Come on. Oh, Mommy's going to do it.
Well, Dharma school teachers. Namada Butsu, Namida Butsu, Namada Butsu, Namada Butsu.
Thank you, Heather. Oh, here we come.
Namada Butsu, Namada Butsu.
Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you very much. Okay, next we have Junior YBA. Thank you, Panther. The Buddhist Women's Association is next. And finally, the Pasadena Buddhist Temple. Thank you, Alan. Thank you, representatives. Reverend Gibbs will now introduce our guest speaker.
We do want Tori-sensei to relax during the talk, but Bishop Aoki should have stayed up here since the introduction that he's given me is about 3 sentences, so I'll try to draw it out as slow and long as I can. Reverend Tatsuya Aoki was born and raised through high school in Sapporo, Hokkaido, Japan. However, he studied over here in North America, and he graduated from the University of Lethbridge, Alberta, Canada, with a degree in religious studies. He continued his education at the Central Academy of Buddhist Studies, or Chuo Bukkyo Gakuen, and Ryokoku Daigaku, the oldest university in Japan. That is, both of those were in Kyoto. He received a master's degree in Buddhist studies from Ryokoku, and he received his Tokudo ordination in 1991. His first assignment has been serving the Vancouver Buddhist Temple. This has been since 2003. He was elected bishop of the Buddhist churches of the Buddhist temples of Canada in April of 23. Actually, their current name is the Jodo Shinshu Buddhist Temples of Canada. 12 years ago, he was elected bishop and remains in that office. He was certified as a Honganji lecturer, Fukyoshi, specialized training, and these are the people you usually hear in Japan. Often a resident minister, if you went to a temple sometimes in Japan, you'll never hear the resident minister speak. He'll have a Fukyoshi, a special speaker, come in for every major service. So very important work. And very few of us have been certified in that way as a Fukyoshi. He also has Hokkyo, which is the second highest academic ranking in Honganji. Some years of study and testing are required for that. He is married and he has 3 daughters. He may tell us about his family more when he speaks, and I think he'll tell us something about his being brought in as a technical consultant and performer in the series Shogun. And I'm sure we'll hear about Shinran from him. So I will, if I may then, without further ado, introduce our guest minister today, Reverend Tatsuya Aoki, Bishop of the Buddhist Churches of Canada.
Test. Can you hear me? I think every time I say this, can you hear me? It's really Buddhistic or Jodo Shinshu. Make sure Buddhism is reaching out to you. Do I give children Dharma talk? I think, do you have some Dharma school today? You do, okay. I give you a very short Dharma talk for children. It's only, I use 6 words. Today is not yesterday. Today is not tomorrow. Today is today. You can go. Thank you. I hope adults get this too. Before I go to the Dharma talk prepared for today's Gotan-e to celebrate the birth of Shinran Shonin, our founder, and today we also observe Mother's Day, Haha no Hi. I would like to thank Pasadena Buddhist Temple and Sensei Gibbs for this opportunity to share the Buddha Dharma with all of you. This opportunity also enabled me to study again and also share the teaching with all of you. I spoke at San Fernando Valley Buddhist Temple yesterday pretty much all day. I will repeat some of them. If you were there yesterday, you will hear what you have heard yesterday, but I just added few slides in this morning. And in Vancouver, where I live and serve Vancouver Buddhist Temple, as well as I also look after the office of the bishop in Canada. During the pandemic and also after the pandemic, I continue to host separate Zoom online service on Saturday morning. So like Sunday morning today, I have in-person service when I'm in town, but on Saturday morning, I host online Zoom service, not in-person service. I just have people accessing on the computer. I have steady 10 to 15 people very new to Buddhism. Almost nobody from my temple joins the online, because they can come to Sunday service. So Saturday service, I have the people who are very new to Buddhism. And I actually share this parable, the Buddhist stories, quite a few number of times, and still people like it. I'm about to going to share with you. And every time I revisit this story, it gives me different understanding and impression about Buddhism. So here it goes. There are many, many parables of Buddha and his disciples, Buddha and the ordinary people. So this is a parable between the conversation of Shakyamuni Buddha and a farmer. So the story goes like this. So the farmer said to Shakyamuni Buddha, "I like farming," he said, "but sometimes it doesn't rain enough and my crops fail. Last year, we nearly starved. And sometimes it rains too much, so my yields aren't what I would like them to be." The Buddha replied, "I cannot help you get rid of the problem." Then farmer asked, "Then how about my second problem? I am married too," said the farmer. "She's a good wife. I love her, but sometimes she nags me too much." I can totally echo with him. My wife is very upset when I leave. I didn't empty my pocket before I put clothes inside the fridge. Who left the Kleenex in the pocket? And sometimes I get tired of her. I don't echo this part. Is my wife online today? And the Buddha replied, "I cannot help you with that problem either." Then he continued, "I have kids," said the man, "good kids too, but sometimes they don't show me enough respect." And sometimes the man went on like this, laying out all his difficulties and worries about his children. Buddha said, "I cannot help you with those problems." The farmer was getting upset. "How can it be that you are the perfectly enlightened Buddha? You are the awakened one, when you cannot even help people get rid of their problems?" The Buddha replied, "Everyone has problems. You will always have 83 problems in your life. Sometimes a problem will go, but then another problem will come in. I cannot help you that." Farmer said, but what can you help me with then? You are the Buddha. Buddha replied, I can help you get rid of your 84th problem. You said 83 problems we have. What is the 84th problem? That you want to get rid of your 83 problem. Got it? Yeah, good. I usually repeat the same parables 2 weeks in a row because first time we learn this, second time when we hear the same story, sometimes it clicks a little bit differently. So we all have problem, and the point here is not about the numbers, right? In Buddhism, number doesn't matter sometimes, 108, 83, 84. It just symbolizes everyone has problems. Families, office, car, Dodgers game. So Buddhism tells us we all have problem. Not only I have the problem, not only you have the problem, we all have. So Buddhism is trying to help getting rid of all those problems. You cannot just deal with one each at a time. Actually, I'm going to ask you to rise. Please stand up. I'm going to give you a bio break during my meditative quotation. So please all stand up. Please join me, Gassho. This is a word from Shinran Shonin. How joyous I am, Gotoku Shinran, disciple of Shakyamuni Buddha. Rare is it to come up and take sacred scriptures from the westward land of India and the commentaries of the masters of China and Japan. But now I have been able to encounter them. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo. Okay, now I think you are able to stretch a little bit. You please be seated. So Gotan, today we are observing is the name of the service that is held to celebrate the birth of Shinran Shonin, our founder, the founder of Jodo Shinshu, follower of Buddhism. Shinran Shonin's birth is given as May 21st, 1173. I can continue to talk about Shinran Shonin and Buddhism, but since I'm here and this is my first time visiting this beautiful temple, I would like to share some of the temples and information about temples in Canada. We have 12 temples. When I was assigned to Vancouver Buddhist Temple in Canada, 2003, we had 18 temples. So those smaller temples, they actually merged to become one temple. So now, as of today, we have 12 Buddhist temples across Canada. Unlike temples in United States, after the war, Japanese immigrants, they actually majority settled down in the West Coast, Vancouver, but many of them actually migrated to the east. So in Canada, we are really vertically spread out the temples, whereas temples in United States, you have over 80% of the temples, speaking of Jodo Shinshu temples, locates in the west coast, right? So very vast. We have 6 Kaikyoshi senseis and 5 assistant Tokudo ministers senseis. This is the latest photo of senseis in Canada. I'm in the center. My left-hand side, he's a Bishop Umitani from Hawaii, and Sensei Kiyokuhara, you may be familiar with. It's those two senseis are visiting from United States, but rest of the senseis are the Kaikyoshi assistant senseis in Canada. This is the outside entrance of Vancouver Buddhist Church. It is interesting because when I was assigned in 2003, we used to call, like United States, we call Vancouver Buddhist Church. And there is a meaning and reason for that, right? Like Japanese, Canadian, Japanese, Americans, we wanted to blend into the Western societies, and we didn't really call ourselves, 80 years ago, 90 years ago, they didn't want to tell we are going to go to Buddhist temple to their classmates, and Buddhist temple, Japanese, many discriminations and racial differentiations. We said, we are going to go to church. And after the war, Vancouver Buddhist Temple bought a United Church building. Many temples in Canada, we bought Christian or United churches and renovated to the Buddhist temples. Again, this is a Buddhist temple outside as of today. Our temple looks like a box. It's a building. But inside, it is beautiful as your Hondo here. Very traditional style of Japanese Buddhist temples. And after I burned incense, I was introduced to meet Buddhist members of Vancouver. And in the social hall, when I was drinking tea, I looked up the ceiling and I found this disco ball. And I said, wow, disco, mirabole, and in Japanese we say mirabole, but disco ball, I was told, why do you have the disco ball here? It is a Buddhist temple. And sensei, after the war, after the internment, Canadians, we had internment too. After the internment, majority came back to the West Coast, and we couldn't establish the Buddhist communities or Japanese communities or Japanese language, Nihongo Gakko, so quickly. So Vancouver Buddhist Temple serves Japanese immigrants or Japanese Canadians together on Friday night or Saturday night, and they were dancing, they were eating sushi and comfortable food, and they are finding their future spouses at that time. And Vancouver Buddhist Temple served as a huge marriage bureau for Japanese Canadian communities. And wow, that's the history of this disco ball, and it's amazing. It still works perfectly. Yeah, that's amazing. We don't use this. But wow, which temple has disco ball inside the Buddhist temples? So that is a history. Last year we celebrated 120th anniversary service with Ochigo Children's Processional with our assistant senseis and our retired sensei. Let's get back to Gotan-e Shinran Shonin's birth service. This is a poem Shinran Shonin recited before his ordination. When he arrived at the temple in Kyoto, it was already dark, very late. So resident minister said, "It's too late. I will do your ordination. I will shave your hair tomorrow morning. First thing, I promise." But Shinran Shonin said, like cherry blossoms, he pointed outside the cherry blossoms, and cherry blossoms are the mind that think there is tomorrow, but who can tell there may be a tempest in the night. So Shinran Shonin said, fragile nature of human existence, there may not be tomorrow, but we always think, there's next time I can see Gibbs Sensei or Tori Sensei, or I can hopefully see you sometime fairly soon. I can see my mom in Japan in November. That's when I go back to Japan and see my mom's wellness check. Hopefully there's next year I can go to see her again. But sometimes life is fragile. Didn't you have kind of conversation? Geez, I just saw him last week and he's gone. He was so young. It happens. But we don't always think that way. We don't have to. So Shinran Shonin's Tokudo ordination at the age of 9 years old, he used this poem as a metaphor of sharing the fragile nature of, again, human life. Like cherry blossoms are the minds, those who think there is a tomorrow, but who can tell there may be a tempest in the night. I'm going to change the subject totally because I was initially asked to talk about these shoguns. I don't know how many people saw this program. Sensei Tree from San Fernando Valley kind enough to take me to a Japanese restaurant in the San Fernando Valley, and in the Japanese restaurant we met a few temple members and said, so I'm sorry we couldn't go to your lecture yesterday, but we had you are in the Shogun. I watched the Shogun like 8 times and 9 times, and really? I didn't even watch once. I didn't even watch once in the TV series I was involved with. So let me introduce about the shoguns. The shogun James Clabber's shogun was a novel. Initially, it was produced in 1980. So this is a remake last year. Not Netflix. Disney Plus, and Hulu. They made a new shogun. And Hiroyuki is another very famous Japanese actor. I heard he lives in Los Angeles. He will start as a main actor, and those are the Japanese main actors from Japan. And that's here I'm up. So I took a photo. That's Sanada Hiroyuki. Many people said, oh, we love Tadanobu Asano. So he was very, very friendly. And then Tokuma Nishioka. My room was just next to them, so we actually talked a lot. Sanada Hiroyuki, he came to me many times. How can we, film the scene of Buddhist funeral service and processions? The way I do is correct, and he asked me many times. And so I was initially asked to be advisor to the shogun. So one day I received a phone call, 2022, February, I received a phone call. We are the production that is making the TV series of Shogun in Vancouver. There's a scene of a funeral and cremation processional. We are wondering if you are able to share your guidance, how these Buddhist priests can chant and lead the processional, how Buddhists can conduct the cremations. So I become the advisor to this specific episode 8. I am in episode 8. So that looks like this.
ご子息の葬儀にお出ましにならぬとは。虎川様が旅がたたってひどくおかげを悪うされたと聞いた。広松殿も殿にお目通りが叶わぬのでございまするか。昨夜の我がおい。
So that was a thing. So I was asked to be the advisor, and I was telling the ADs, assistant directors and costumes, okay, Buddhist robes, we can wear this layer first, and second layer, third layer, and the tabi socks, and ministers how we can walk, and who is going to be there, and who is going to hit the bell. And as I was explaining, geez, that's way too much. I'm not sure our actors can learn all those things in just a few days. They said, would you be able to play as an actor in this scene? And I knew they were going to ask me. I knew. So I said, actually I'm a little bit busy with temple stuff, and I'm looking after all the Canada temples, so yeah, I'm not sure. There's another minister in the next city, perhaps you can ask him to help you out. And indeed, I was quite busy at that time too. So, and he few days later, he came back to me and I think you're more like a Buddhist priest. And you see, Jodo Shinshu senseis, we don't shave our hair, so they said, shikata ga nai, huh? Okay, I feel I can help you, but you have to work out the schedule with my schedule. I'm not going to work with your schedule, so you can have to work that around. And I said, okay. So these two Buddhist priests, they had two auditions. I didn't have auditions. They were selected. They said they can chant. This Buddhist priest, the cast in the purple robe, he could chant. He grew up in a temple, a devout temple family, not temple family, the lay people family, but the robe in the yellow, the young fellow, he just died. He wanted to get this position. He said, I can chant, I can be a Buddhist monk. And I said, can you chant? And so, I'm sorry, I cannot. I just want to get this position. And geez, how can you be in this position? But we didn't have much choice and time. I said, that's okay, we will do this together. So we had lots of fun with this, how to hit the bell, how to light the candles and incense, the processional. I checked all those, and I torched lighted the cascade. And this is a scene of the cremation outside in the field outside of Vancouver, Canada. I checked all the costumes, and I make sure they are all fitting with the people. And I was constantly checking the background monks' costumes constantly. I mean the red or orangish robe. And I was giving this honey wagon trailer. The other background people, they are in the tent with like 100 people in there, but I was given my private room here. You want to see inside, right? So you want to see inside, so my costumes are nicely laid out. And in this, there was a bento box already put for myself. And when I opened the bento box, there was a gohan, miso shiru, natto, and tsukemono, Japanese pickles. The Japanese food looks great. I thoroughly enjoyed it. But after I ate this lunch and went to the studio, the other cast said, geez, today's the donburi was very good. And what are you talking about? I got a natto and miso soup in my room. And no, we had this pork donburi today. So I went to talk to the production. Just to let you know, I'm not, just to let you know for your information, I'm not vegetarian. I can eat anything, Actually, my favorite food is, saba, the barbecue macaroni, and next day was a steak, pork donburi, lokomoko. Food was very, very good during the show. That's amazing qualities. And the chef came, and those meals were cooked and prepared at the site, so warm food. was very good. So in the center, he's a director, and next to him, between me, he's a kabuki actor, Hannojo-san. He came to teach how he was called master of movement, how we can sit down on the tatami mat, who is going to be seated where. So we all worked together, and it was very fun and such experience, because each time they shoot these scenes, they ask me, what do you think of this? And I was just sitting down the monitor with the director and some other main actors, and yeah, I think we're gonna have to do this again, or I think we are good with this, so let's move on. So I wasn't just an actor, I wasn't only an advisor, but I'm very proud to be the part of this the TV series which received the Emmy Award. Actually, previous to Shoguns, actually, I am already in some series. I didn't actually tell anybody. So when people watch this, is that you, sensei? So I'm getting these text messages over past 3-4 years. I was in the Man in the High Castle, which is Amazon Prime, and the Terror, the Infamy, was an AMC TV series. The Terror, it's a scary TV series, and it was actually a story of Japanese-American internment camp. And Mr. George Takei, when I went to take the scene, I met with Mr. George Takei. I was so excited. Oh, hi, Mr. George Takei. And I introduced myself, and I heard you had your wedding at LA Betsy, and we talked about, yeah, I'm Buddhist, and we talked quite a bit. The Man in the High Castle, again, you can watch this on Amazon Prime. I'm in the season 4. And again, I was asked to officiate this time Buddhist wedding ceremony in the film. So they sent me the script, and they asked for the props and everything in order. So I'm sure I can help that too. This is a thing.
We married.
So in the scene, I actually wrote all the marriage certificate. I wrote 10 of them, and each time we film, we use the new ones, or the incense burner, the bell. Did you hear the shishin that we just chanted today too? Yeah, shishin kekeirei. So it's all those 3 films. Same, they phone me, we have a Buddhist wedding scene, can you help me? And otherwise I was expecting, can you be as an actor? I said, shikata ga nai na, okay, yeah. So I thoroughly enjoyed it. So it's just, every time, as I'm like 52 years old this year, as I get older, I actually injured my leg. So if you saw me, how come sensei is using those rails and I'm not really walking smoothly? I injured my ankle last November, and I cannot still walk properly. And as I experience this, how much I take my health for granted, just be able to walk. Perhaps today, as we observe Mother's Day, a celebration of love and gratitude, for those who is going to have lunch or dinner with your mom and families. That's my mom, that's my sister. My mom lives in Sapporo, Hokkaido. Perhaps we just take a moment and express our gratitude. And also, this is a day to specifically to feel the gratitude of the family too. My mom after my dad passed away in October 16th, 2005. She lives in this house by herself. Every springtime, I send her Canadian wildflower mix flower seeds because her hobby is gardening. So every time I send those flower seeds, and last year my mom said, "Oh, arigato, Tatsuya, thank you very much for sending me all those flower seeds. I really enjoy, and some flowers, some seeds grow, some they don't, but regardless, I enjoy and I really appreciate your caring and kindness." And she said last year, first time, she said, "Geez, I don't know how many more years I can keep up my garden." I thought, that's so true. How many more years? Because I see my mom basically once a year. I live in Canada. How many times I can see my mom as a genki, she can cook for me and she can do gardening, so the time is limited. Remember what Shinran said? There may not be tomorrow. Simple, yet very, very important to be heard and practice the limit of our life. So if there is someone who has shown you kindness, let's thank them now. If there are people you can care for, hold them close now. So in Buddhism and Jodo Shinshu, thank you very much for coming today. I'm just about to conclude. Let's continue to live a life of arigato, life of gratitude, life of nembutsu. So happy Mother's Day, and please join me, Gassho. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda. Hi, thank you very much, everyone. ありがとうございます。
What a treat to have you here today. Thank you so much. So would the Sangha please rise for closing meditation? Oh. Oops, sorry. I messed up on the order of things. Okay, we've stood. So let's turn to page 156 in our service book. We're going to sing Shinshu Shusuka on page 156, and then we'll do the closing meditation. please remain standing for the closing meditation. Shinran's life and teachings represent one of the most significant developments in the history of Buddhism. Before then, only the privileged and priests received spiritual instruction. Shinran Shonin taught that even the poor rice farmers is embraced by the Buddha's infinite light and compassion, and the truth of the Dharma and Shinjin awakening are accessible to everyone without discrimination. Namo Amidabus. Namo Amidabus. Namo Amidabus. Thank you very much. You may be seated. So, thank you to everyone for coming today. Happy Mother's Day, and also to the fathers who were just as important in the Mother's Day situation. And now we're going to have acknowledgments and closing remarks. Oops, that's not what we're going to have. We're going to have announcements. That's what I want to say. Anybody have announcements today? Thank you.
So thank you so much for being here. We're going to be officially closed until we remediate from tomorrow, right? That doesn't mean some of us may not be around, and I'll be here 1 o'clock Tuesday and Thursday for Tai Chi. Just come to the residence, we'll be somewhere. But we are going to have diminished access to our campus very soon, and so I think for next week I'll just see if I can get Alan to record a service for me, and we'll be on broadcast mode next week.
We'll know more after this.
Yeah, we'll know more after this week, but you better check with us if you're going to come out next Sunday. We're going to prepare something for broadcast, but we're not sure if we can be in the building. We will be back as soon as we can.
Again, I'd like to thank Bishop Aoki for coming. I'm glad the weather is nice for you. Last week, you would have felt like you were home. And Reverend Tori, thank you very much, and Tori Sensei's husband also for coming and inviting him so that we can be sharing him and his experience. Thank you so much. So after this, we do have otoki being served in the classroom, so please join us for light refreshments. And I just want to remind those of you with kids, the LAHHBT camp, Morning Star is taking applications now for kids, I think 9 to 13. So if you're interested in sending your child to the Buddhist camp, please check the website. I have it on our e-blast. Okay? And buy panko. I have panko for sale.
Good morning. Again, my name is Marvinino. I'm a member of JANM down in, a volunteer down there at Japanese American National Museum. But I just wanted to remind you, there is the show opens today to the public at the Los Angeles County Museum of Art. There's a show on Buddhism. So it's open to the public today. It was open only to members for the last 2 days, but it just opened today to the public, and it'll go on for, like, I believe 3 to 4 months. And starting in, I believe, November, Japanese American Foundation, which is also on Wilshire, not too far away from LACMA, the gentleman will be having a presentation for about 2 or 3 weeks on Buddhism. Okay? Thank you.
So we've already introduced Bishop Aoki, but I want to introduce our other two guests for this special service. Mr. Yoshikuni Tori, sitting in the back there, and Reverend Yukari Tori. They both, Mr. Tori was the transport here for Reverend Tori and for Bishop Aoki, and he was kind enough to join us for the service as well. Thank you both for being here. Thanks to Reverend Aoki, Bishop Aoki, for the wonderful presentation. And do please join us next door, even if you can only stay briefly. Do please come over and say hi. Thank you so much for being here.
And if you have not offered incense, please offer it now if you would like. Thank you.